Well, that was embarrassing. Roger? I just want to thank you very much, Roger. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, so spending 30 minutes with no sound. Anybody that dropped in, I'm really, really sorry about that. And yeah, so here am I. Here I am, the dancing deplorable. Welcome to the dancing deplorable show, where you can actually hear the sound now and hear what I'm actually going to talk about. We're going to talk about idolatry and graven images today. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Because as an artist, those are things that I need to think about now. Since I got me a degree, well, almost a degree, which in actuality doesn't really mean shit now. But you know what? It was what I did when Obama got in the White House. That was my options because I could not find a job. Could not find a job. It was bad. So that's how I supported me and my son was going to school. You know, it was, and being on food stamps, it was rough. It was rough. But anyways, what I talked about before, let me go ahead and mute this now that it's actually working, is I wanted to talk about idolatry and graven images because as an artist, these are things that if you believe in God, you better be thinking about, because if you're making stuff that's an idols, you're going to be held accountable for that. And I have to go back and think about things that I've made and ask God about it, and then, give it to God. Because I don't want anything to travel with me when I leave here. I want to be rid of all the garbage so that I can wear my robe and be where I'm supposed to be. And that's what I want to do. Kind of. And if you stuck around, Roger, I appreciate that. I can't tell because it doesn't say. It never tells me. Huh, interesting. No, you're not going out now, buddy. You're going to have to wait. Well, I guess I could let the door. Hold on a second. Here you go. Yeah, I know. Oh. I made a pot of chili tonight. It was so yummy. And my streaming looks like it is really... I got 1 bar, 2 bars. I really don't... I need to be hooked into my modem because it's a much easier stream. It doesn't get good. Oh, yay! Thanks, Roger. I appreciate it. It's so embarrassing. And watching Axe Truth go through it. He was over on Odyssey and Foxhole, and he was having problems with his call-in number and the echoing on his... He had a separate thing set up for the phone calls versus his computer, and somehow he got both of them connected, so it was like a double echo. It was so funny. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not the only one. Anyways, Graven, as an artist, I don't want to be making crap, and I don't want to be making things that God's going to hold me accountable for. So I want to know what it is I can make and what I can't. So that's kind of why I'm on this mission in regards to the graven images and idolatry, in regards to sex, as well as being a person that believes that we should all be living by the 10 Commandments, of everything else, that it's just part of God's law. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Jesus still speaks of the 10 Commandments as he's doing his ministry. Anyways, getting back to that, I didn't find anything listed in Graven images, but for Wikipedia, because it takes you right back over to idolatry. So we'll go ahead and start there. Let me double check. Okay, makes yes, we got sound. Yay! Okay, idolatry is the worship of a cult image or idol as though it were God. In Abrahamic religions, namely Judaism, Samaritanism, Christianity, the Baha'i faith, and Islam, idolatry connotes the worship of something or someone other than the Abrahamic God as if it were God. In these monotheistic religions, idolatry has been considered as the worship of false gods and is forbidden by texts such as the Ten Commandments. Other monotheistic religions may apply similar rules. For the phrase false god is a derogatory term used in the Abrahamic religions. Am I? Sorry, guys. I'm really trying. I'm kind of loopy after all that silliness with the sound. So my apologies. There. Now you can see it. Let's see. Okay. So, for instance, the phrase false god is a derogatory term used in Abrahamic religions to indicate cult images or deities of non-Abrahamic pagan religions, as well as other competing entities or objects to which particular importance is attributed. Conversely, followers of animistic and polytheistic religions may regard the gods of various monotheistic religions as false gods because they do not believe that any real deity possesses the properties ascribed by monotheists to their sole deity. Atheists who do not believe in any deities do not usually use the term false god, even though that would encompass all deities from the atheist viewpoint. Usage of this term is generally limited to theists who choose to worship some deity or deities but not others. In many Indian religions, which include both theistic and non-theistic branches of Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism, idols, murti, are considered as symbolism. Keep that in mind. They're considered as symbolism. And let's stop there for a minute and think about how we know that the bad people are using symbolism to tell us the lies or tell us the things that they're actually doing. So if they're not telling us what they're doing through symbolism, they're showing us who they worship through symbolism. Does that make sense? For the absolute, not the absolute, or icons of spiritual ideas, or the embodiment of the divine. It is a means to focus one's religious pursuits and worship. It is a means to focus one's religious pursuits and worship. Okay. In the traditional religions of ancient Egypt, Greece, Rome, Africa, Asia, and the Americas, and elsewhere, the reverence of cult images or statues has been a common practice since antiquity. And cult images have carried different meanings and significance in the history of religion. Moreover, the material depiction of a deity or more deities have always played an eminent role in all cultures of the world. The opposition to use any icon or image to represent ideas of reverence or worship is called aniconism. Aniconism is the absence of artistic representation of the natural and supernatural worlds, or it is the absence of representations of certain figures in religions. It is a feature of various cultures, particularly of cultures which are based on monotheistic Abrahamic religions. Yeah, we'll have to go back to that. Okay. The destruction of images as icons of veneration is called iconoclasm. It is a social belief in the importance of the destruction of icons and other images or monuments, most frequently or religious or political reasons. People who engage in or support iconoclasm are called iconoclasts. A term has been, this is interesting. And this has been long accompanied with violence between religious groups that forbid idol worship and those who have accepted icons, images, and statues for veneration, like Catholicism. And I'm not saying anything against anybody. I'm just revealing the things that I've noticed about things that could easily be items of worship that people aren't realizing that they're worshiping. So it's interesting, like the cross. I don't anything that they put up as a symbol, and I think that is kind of where it goes with the graven image. Is it's still a symbol of what they're about. So if they're putting up a symbol that they're running off of, that is an idol. That symbol is an idol, is a graven image of what they worship. So any of the music artists in the movies, commercials, whatever, if they're showing you anything like that, then I'm assuming that they're all graven images. And I'm having issues with it because, like photos, it's a photo of my kid. And I just don't, I'm trying to dig deeper and find out the depth of this. And the fact that it's talking about here the destruction of images as icons. Icons is like a symbol of veneration, is called iconoclasm. And this has long been accompanied with violence between. Now, remember that everybody couldn't read. So they had to use pictographs to show people what to do and whatever. It was all in supposedly medieval times. The symbols were like the inns and the stables and everything, a horseshoe or food, knife and a fork, whatever. Those are all symbols of things. And it's like I'm trying to find that place to where I can make art without crossing that boundary and breaking the second commandment. So this is like, let me see what Roger's saying something here, and I want to look because it's important to me what he's saying. Easton's Bible Dictionary. Image worship. Yeah, and I have my not Strong's. I have Young's. Oh, I forgot to get that out because I still had some more I had to pull up on it. It was quite detailed on this topic, actually. But Roger puts in the Easton's Bible Dictionary, image worship or divine honor paid to any created object. Paul describes the origin of idolatry as fetishism or the worship of trees, rivers, hills, stone. Yeah, totally get that. Nature worship, the worship of the sun, moon, star, anything. Cups. I'm just saying, it just doesn't matter what it is. Cars. Some people worship cars. Hero worship, and that's a big thing right now. and deceased ancestors or deceased entities, even the fallen, that gets into the demigods and things like that. But in the Jung's analytical, I spent quite a bit of time. I've got quite a few scriptures to talk about. HRJK. Yeah, come on in. I'm on live streaming, but come on in. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, score! I just got a check in the mail from. Sweet! Okay, this is from Mesa County. Oh, it's a tax refund. I'll tell you what, it's coming at a time, thank you, Lord, that I really, really needed it. I've been like beyond broke. Let's see how much it is. Snap. That's great. Let's see, Janet Rowland and Cody Davis. Yeah, so I got my. Yeah. You are receiving this check because Mesa County government exceeded its revenue cap enacted by the Taxpayer Bill of Rights. It's a Tabor refund. I guess I know where I'm going tomorrow. To the bank! Because I need to go to the store. The special store. Anyways. We'll see. H-I-J. Okay, there we are. Here we go. Idolatry. I thought I tagged it. What the heck? Well, it's not like it's a huge section. Idolatry. I know you're in here. Idolatry. What did I... Oh. Okay, so this is where I started with it. In Young's Concordance, idol means iniquity, vanity. It also means terror or an object of terror, a mighty one, a god, not a thing of naught. Turn ye not into idols. For all the gods of the people are idols. For all the gods of the nations are idols. That boast themselves with idols, worship idols, and their land is also full of idols. These are all like First Chronicles, Psalms, Isaiah. His idols of silver and his idols of gold. Hand hath found the kingdoms of the idols. As I have done unto Samaria and her idols, the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his. They shall seek to the idols, his idols of silver and his idols of gold. That trusted therein to make dumb. Woe to the idol shepherd that leaveth. These are, and it's very interesting. Okay, so let's go down here. Here we go. Idolatry. It's really hard. Do I have on the right? Yeah, I have the right glasses. Both my glasses are jacked up now. Okay, so we have several listings for idol and idols. So we have idol, which is iniquity, vanity, aven, and the list that I just went through. We stopped at horror, but it goes on to figure, idol, then of grief, a cause of grief, and then it goes on to a form, an idol form, or an image, and then it goes into explanation. There's like 10 for each one, and and it's a lot of information. But what I'm finding out about researching the Bible is the way everybody's talking about it in real time is not what it says in the Bible. So the fact that so many people are not talking about, and Rumi, I snagged one of your drinks because I was done. I needed something for the show. But I gotta check and I'll buy you some more. um, idol, thing offered in sacrifice. And see, this is another thing. What people don't realize is, hello and welcome, is that the people that are the evil people, the ones that hate, kill, and they're mean and they just want to wreak havoc in people's lives or bring chaos to people or treat people horribly, those kinds of things, that's a choice. And a lot of times what I'm realizing now is that they've used the tools that were created for us as believers in Yahweh and Yeshua, that they have stolen those tools and used them against, they use those in evil ways against us as believers in God. And the fact that most people don't realize that we're surrounded by witches and warlocks. And I'm not even kidding when I say that, because the things that they're doing behind the scenes and behind closed doors, you don't want to know. You don't. I mean, you do, but you don't. Because they're, and their actions, not the people, their actions are the scum of the bucket. We're talking, this is the shit that you scrape off your shoe, okay? And the fruit that they bear is pure shit, okay? So, not talking about the people, I'm talking about the fruit of the people that choose to worship idols and false gods. You may get what you want in this world, but whoever's got, you think's got your soul doesn't. There's only one person that's in charge of your soul, and that's God. And I don't know, I and I just I'm at odds with some things, because I know that some people believe that Satan is harvesting souls too, and I have a hard time understanding that when God is supposed to be in charge of that. And I don't know if it's like a time thing, because after God comes back is when everything changes. So up until then, if our souls are not God's souls and Satan has thwarted them and redirected to use them in evil ways, that I can understand, and I think I understand because of the principalities and the powers. So I get that in a way, but I still have issues. And it's hard to keep that all in check. Even when it comes to money, whatever. It's just, and somebody, and Pastor Shality on, I don't know where he streams. I'm just finding out about him a little bit through Acts Truth, because he does a guest host with Acts Truth on a Bible study on Thursday nights on Odyssey and Foxhole, because he's even banned on D Live at this point right now. Just funny. violations in chat, which is funny because how can your chat get you removed off of a platform? And if that's the case, that's bullshit. It shouldn't be like that. The chat should be completely separate from the live stream. And then if the creator gets jammed for the chat, then they can have the option to erase the chat or whatever. It's just like they don't even give you any options. They just kick you off. And that's the part that I don't like. So I probably won't be on D Live too much longer. Probably as long as Greg stays on. Once he moves off, there won't be any reason for me to stay because he's the only reason I watch D Live. I like D Live because D Live has the best chat. It's more like Yahoo chat used to be. Just so many more things that you can do with it versus in the other chats. And I'm also hoping, from what Greg Greenbeard is saying, that Cloud Hub is working on the chat um, function because there's issues with it. And it's like, I just don't see anything going on there. And Roger, I know you said that there was no sound on. And Greg even said that he sent me a message on Cloud Hub trying to connect with me, while I was doing the live streaming. And I never got it. I never saw it. It never popped up on my messages in my Cloud Hub feed. It didn't show up on anything. So I think that they're still trying to get out the bugs in that. And I'm really excited for them to get that function going because I have way more viewers on. Now, I can't really say that because YouTube throttles me. Um, I used to get I used to get a lot of views, but now that I'm doing more content specific stuff, they pretty much throttled me. I don't get that many views at all unless I put something like, piggybacking doing the title off of something else. My Antarctica seems to do okay, but um it's just a weird. But on Cloud Hub, I get every video I pop out there, I get over 400 views. So I know people are looking at them. I don't know if they're watching it all the way through. And if you do, hats off to you, because I'm long-winded. That's my Indian name, long-winded. Milo Long-winded. Could mean other things too, but I don't fart anymore. I used to fart all the time when I ate fast food, but I don't. Not anymore. Not anymore. It's weird. I stopped eating processed foods on the most part. I'll do a bag of chips, something like that. Maybe marshmallows to go with my dark chocolate. But I don't. I don't do much of that stuff anymore. And yeah, interesting. Okay, so let's get back to this because I'll just be talking. See, I told you I was long-winded. Okay, so um, grief, form idol image. And it goes, we talked about in sacrifice, idol, thing offered in sacrifice or unto. And that's kind of where I was going with them and doing their ritual magic and the ritual satanic rituals. And if you guys want a rude awakening, pop over on Google and put in the search thing, they satanic calendar, and look on that satanic calendar how many deaths they have to have per year and how many sacrifices that they actually do and what type of sacrifice and with who and what. 14 a year. Blood sacrifices. 14 a year. Now, if you got devout Satanists, which I'm pretty sure they do, because they get what they want, and I'm sorry, but if you're evil and you get what you want and you're an evil person, that's pretty scary. But what's pretty cool is they don't win. We win. Okay, so we know that they're doing stuff behind closed doors and they don't want you to know about it. What is sacrifice to an idol? Even abstaining from meats offered to idols. And that's another thing to think about We do not know. Okay, stop sharing. We do not know what company does behind closed doors. Only what employees leak about, if they choose to leak it. Okay? I'm not sorry, and I'm not saying they aren't, but when you find out that musicians and movie stars are doing black magic behind the stage before they come on, yeah, I want to know about that stuff, and the whole CERN thing, and the people that work at CERN, and the shit that they do, commercials. And then let's, go off a little bit and talk about football and major sports being number one hub for trafficking. And it's like, I know too much. I'm surprised I can sleep at night. Let's put it that way. So yeah, so they're all doing. So here, it goes down and it says idolater, worshiper of idols, to covetous or extortioners, or with idolatry. Let's see. And it's idolatrous, priests, servants, aesthetics, idolatry, healers, household idols, of idols, idolatry, wholly given to, full of idols. When he saw the city, in Acts 6, when he saw the city wholly given to idols, idols temple, a temple. Look at Baphomet. They're just putting Baphomet on the street. He doesn't even have it. They're not even putting a tip. They're just sticking him on the street in front of the Coliseum and bullshit like that. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Either God is going to completely demolish all the idols in one fell swoop, or we will. Because I believe, and I'm not an insurrectionist, and I'm not all that, but when it comes down to numbers, we got the numbers over them. We got the numbers over them, and we can take our lives back. If it comes down to it, we just all head down there, get in our cars, pick up people on the way, load up all the cars and all the people you can get in them. Everybody contribute. Get down there and fire them all. And then people get elected right there on the spot and put into their positions. That's where we're going. That's where I'd like to go. Because I'd like to fire them all. All of them. From the bottom to the top. And start it all over. All the everything. If you go to the government website and you click on like government groups and stuff, there's thousands of listings. Just imagine erasing all of that. That would be perfection to me. That would be a step in the right direction. And then we just send it out community wise. And then we send people out and we start communicating with the people around us. And when they try to come in and take us over, then we fight back. We're not going there again. We're not going there again. It's going to be interesting. And I'm really, really pissed off about this jab thing. Anyways, okay, so idol, temple. We were on the temples. Idols. Gilliam. Gilalim is the Hebrew word for idol. And then there's like 30 listings. Images of the sun, healers, household gods, abominable idols, or a detestable thing. So as you can see, it's quite the topic. Setteth up idols in his heart. Ezekiel has a lot. Isaiah has a lot. With all the idols of thy abomination, the idols of the house of Israel, hath lifted up his eyes to the idols. Defile not yourselves with the idols. I want to make art, and I'm good at it. But I don't want to offend my God, and I don't want to go to hell for the art I make. So I'm in a dilemma. I truly am creative. I love ceramics, and I'm good at it. And I'm looking, I wouldn't mind being like a solo assistant or something if somebody needed some help. So that's what I'm kind of leaning towards and looking for. And thank you, Lorian, today that I don't have any source of income right now, and I was just praying for a job or something to come through or something, and then the check comes in the mail. And it's funny because a few days ago, I was kind of thought I was going to get from a job I just left, but I wasn't eligible because I wasn't full time, and I just found that out today too, and treated them courteously and everything like that. So this is really a blessing. And I also want to bring up that there is thing that Pastor Shelley, I cut all my hair off today. And it's so funny because I'm so not gay anymore. And I can't things differently than I've been doing things in regards to myself and how I feel. And like my hair, I don't do well with long hair. I just don't. It's awful. It doesn't do anything. So I'm happy when it's not there. But I get for a man often. And I don't have a problem with it at all. I think it's rather funny, especially when I'm in the women's restroom. And I'll tell you this really quick because it's a funny story. And I loved it was especially funny being gay, just because it was just funny. But I will be, I'll use the restroom. And of course, you have to bend over the sink a little bit to, wash your hands, and usually has a mirror. But if you're, doing this and say I have, this hat on, because I still, like I said, all my clothes, I can't wear women's clothes. Trust me on this one, okay? You do not want to see me in women's clothes. I do not want to see me in women's clothes. It is not pretty. I am not pretty. I'm I'm whatever I am, I'm okay with that. Okay? Feminine, I am not. Masculine, whatever. It is what it is. I don't care. But I am not, do not ask me to put on a dress. And do not ask me to put on heels because I'm just like Whoopi Goldberg. It doesn't work. And it doesn't. I can't walk in them either. No. You guys wouldn't recognize me. I'll tell you that one year I dressed up at work at Star Tech. And I was out. I was gay, butch, and that was my classification for myself. It was my own label. I liked it. People there all the time. I loved it. I didn't care. Didn't have a problem. I was more offended if they called me a girl or girly or something like that. Just because it was like, yeah, okay. Try and work that one out in my head, okay? No. You haven't seen me in a dress. But if I dressed in a dress, you wouldn't recognize me. You would not recognize me. But this time that I dressed up at work, I dressed up as a pirate. And it was funny because a friend of mine dressed up as a pirate too, and she had a parrot on her shoulder, just like I did. Hilarious. We couldn't stop laughing, and we became fast friends right after that. It was Kathy, and she's actually on TikTok. She's funny. But, I dressed up as a pirate, and I had a full beard, and or no, I had a mustache, and it was like a hair mustache. I put it on with the hair glue and stuff, and I put stubble, like I had stubble on, and then I had this Jack Sparrow wig, and I had all the, and I made clothes, costume, and stuff. So I had some really like a karate vest thing, and I had it tied and it looked just like a pirate jacket kind of thing. I sewed gold trim around the edge and down the. It was just good. I did really well. Anyways, nobody knew who I was, and I didn't win because nobody knew who I was. And they said afterwards that, well, we would have picked that person, but we didn't know who it was. And when they found out, everybody was like, what? It was great. It was so great because I did not. Nope, I'm good. I like just enough. It's fun. But I don't do Halloween anymore. I don't do Christmas anymore. I don't do Thanksgiving anymore. I don't do a turkey because they sell them in November, but I won't be celebrating Thanksgiving. I don't celebrate anything put on my plate to celebrate. I do not follow the food pyramid. The food pyramid is the fat pyramid. If you want to get fat, then you just go ahead and follow that food to the T. And I guarantee you're going to be fat, especially when they only give you, certain things that you can shop for at the supermarket. Shopping on the center of the supermarket, you're going to be fat. If you're shopping on the outside of the supermarket, you're going to be healthy. Something to think about is all the soy content and everything. And you guys wondering why you're all like wimping out and wussing out and all that, talking all. Do you know how much soy you're eating and consuming? You don't have a clue, do you? No wonder that American men are effeminate now. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if that's what turned me off from men, was that crap. And it was like, and just seeing the ideas that each did to each other, I'm like, I can do better than that. And I did. But I was taken advantage of as well. Everybody's fucked up. And it's like the people that go, you know what, I'm going gay. Fuck this straight shit. No. No, 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 no. It's the same shit on the other side as it is on that side. The grass is not greener. Trust me. There is more toxic masculinity in the lesbian community than there ever was in the straight community. And I know that for a fact because I used to get phone calls from women calling me to come and pick them up from their abusive partners. So don't tell me you're talking bullshit. I was living it. I was the one that they all called because I had moral fortitude. That's why I got kicked out of the LGBT community because I wouldn't worship the shit that they worshiped. And I'm not even kidding about that either. And we're getting right into the top, and it's really interesting. I just love how God does this. He'll like, I'll have this topic and I'll go in with this topic and I'll be on fire with this topic, and then he'll just bring all this other stuff in here and just like bring this up. Well, this person needs to know this, or this person needs to know that, or here, talk about this, Milo, or here, talk about this, Milo. And it's just an ongoing thing with God, and being on the right side of things and the right minded side of things, that you want the better for everyone and you want everybody to love each other and treat each other with respect, and not worship money and not worship food and not worship stuff And it's like we have created this belong that we live in, and people don't want to admit that. And that's exactly what we've done. I'm I'm at fault for this transgender stuff as much as anybody else in the LGBTQ community. Although I did not go along with the stuff that they were pushing, I was still accepting. And that is something, another thing that it's like, and this is something God is trying to tell me and show me is when you see something, anything that goes against the nature of God, don't keep looking at it. Don't keep looking at it. Stop looking at it and rebuke it. Because it's like, and I didn't mean to be weird about that. It was just, I get like that. It is never towards people, you all. It's always an inner battle that I have gone through, and most of the time have um, defeated by doing things and calling it out and bringing it to the front and going, "What the fuck is this shit?" And saying, "God, I don't want this shit. Take it from me." And He does, and I'll keep bringing it back, and He keeps taking it, and I keep bringing it back, and He keeps taking it, and it's a little easier, and it gets a little easier and a little less. A little easier and a little less. And then it finally goes away, but then it stays at the back of your brain to bring up, and God brings it up when He needs you to use it to minister to somebody or to bring truth to somebody and things like that. And I don't know what my purpose here is streaming. I don't know. I'm trying to collectively get all of these things that I feel I'm being directed to research, not just interest. Things that interest me is smoking weed, and I used to watch movies, and I used to play, things like that. I used to ride motorcycles. I just don't. I'm not there anymore. It's just like, I've lived this life of going and doing and going and doing and going and doing and going and doing, and I think my internet just tapped out. So let's see, are we okay? I think we're okay. Can you see up my nose? That's one thing you will never see is boogers up my nose. Because I can't stand them. Filters, clean, check. Every day, clean, check. Filters, clean, check. Ears, eyes, I need to do a parasitic cleanse. I can buy some. Oh, I'm so excited. And I can buy some iodine because I'm going to do a what do you call it? What do you call it? Roger, are you still there? What do you call it when you do a thing and document it? Documentary. Yes, I am as dorky as I seem, except more fun. And I'm working on my funny bone. I lost my right one when Obama was in office, so I'm still looking for it. See, it's gone. So I'm, kind of looking around for that. And if you haven't seen Jeff with two F's, you gotta watch him. I think I did a watch party. This watch party with the race I'm gonna do tomorrow. And it is a documented with a documentary. Exactly, Roger. For posterity. I love that word. Okay, my teeth got really weird there. don't like dentures. They're kind of weird. Yeah. So, oh, see all my crap, my drawing crap. No, and then I see all my other crap. No, I'm just kidding. I have crap, but it's okay crap. It's mostly art crap. Of course, we have my PlayStation crap. We have my tablet. We have my folders of information of all the stuff I'm. You guys have no idea. Us creators, we got it bad. We got it bad. And it's like Axe is the bomb because he's like digitally got it together a lot better, way better than most people that I know. And he can juggle all that stuff really well. I'm still learning, but I'm what I'm working on is tech end moving forward. I'm working on the tech end so that I can bring in more of my funny because I do have a funny and I like to bring that funny out because people need more funny. And I like to share my. It's like hugs. Everybody shares hugs, right? Well, the evil people, it's like, can you tell? I I can I don't yeah. I don't normally hug people that are evil, but when I do, I don't feel good. I can walk in a room and feel that stuff. It's quite cut it with a knife when it's around. I ride the bus a lot. I ride the bus a lot. So I encounter and on the norm, public transportation in normal cities, on the norm is pretty probably uneventful. At least I remember things being uneventful back in the 80s, but of course things changed since the 80s. But the buses in the 80s in California were better and more up to date than the buses that they have that are new in this town right now. They're so dilapidated. They're driving the vans with like the overhead. It looks like a little truck, and then it has the overhead, or like it goes up, and then the people in the back they can't see out the front windshield. It's stupid as fucking shit I've ever seen. But everything's falling apart. All the seats rattle. The bars are coming separated from the ceiling and from the sidewall, and they're just connected at the bottom. So they're like doing this back and forth and stop and go, and people sitting there, and the bar's like leaning towards them. The windows rattle. Air conditioners don't work. One side, like the right side of one bus, is completely the housing where you sit and separated from the bottom floor, and you can see it moving separate from the main floor. There's some. I'm surprised that they're not getting carbon monoxide poisoning through that. There's that much of it. I mean, that's. But the people that ride the bus, it's not just the buses. It's the people that ride the bus. They're all either demonized, or they're on drugs, or they're alcoholics and they're drunk, or they're belligerent and they're loud, or they just got out of prison and they're talking to boyfriend or their girlfriend on the phone at the top highest level they could talk, that you could put on your earphones and uh, and you can't. It doesn't help. I even I started carrying my noise cancellation ones for that, like I wear for my weed whacking and grinder work. That's what I wear on the bus now. And I'm constantly because it's just an onslaught anywhere anymore because we're surrounded by Nephilim, Neo Nephilim. And that's a really great topic. I had a great week talking about that whole first week when I started back again. Those were some great videos. Um, I know that, let's see, I'm pretty sure Aqua Mariah and I are working towards next week doing a show, Tuesday or Wednesday, shooting for. I need to get with her tomorrow and find out some. She needs to send me some photos, and I need to do a trailer and stuff like that. Um, but we'll be talking about that, and then this. What I'm going to do is with this idolship and idolatry and graven images. I'll probably come back to this again because, like I said, this is an ongoing issue with me in regards to doing art. So the reason I'm going to bring it back is because I really think it's something to expand upon and get more input from other people to see if that is, you know, it's as big as what I think it is. I just and mirrors, that's another thing. I haven't even talked about mirrors yet and my theories on mirrors. They scare the hell. I mean, they don't scare me like shit used to scare me. They concern me because I believe that they're watching us through these mirrors. And the fact that, because I even researched that, and are they still using silver to back the mirror with before coating it? Because there's a process. And that's basically a scrying mirror, which is an occult mirror. By putting that silver, that process of putting the silver on it, and think about this, folks, anything that has a process in it, you better think about that because if it's in way, shape, or form an apothecary of bad, you might need to research that. Just like pharma and pharmakia, you should look up what that means in the dictionary. It means poison. So it's like, and here's a note for you, and I know I brought this up before. My doctors had me listed as pharma naive. And the reason they did that is because I told them that I do not do pharmaceuticals. I do not believe in pharmaceuticals. I believe that they are poison. And I'm not looking for a drug remedy. And they put me down as pharma naive. And I was going to go back and tell them and confront them with it. But when I went back for my last appointment, they had a mask, a mandatory mask in the building. So I went outside and I called them up and I said, you know what? I'm going to take my business elsewhere. You're not getting my business anymore. I'm not going to deal with this mask bullshit anymore. You're not going to force me to wear a mask I've never worn this entire time. Not one time did I wear a mask anywhere in this town, on the bus or anything. I wore a shield to get into the dispensary. That's as far as I would take it. I wasn't ever going to put a mask on. And I still won't because it's an occultic behavior. It's an occultic behavior to wear a mask. And I don't just mean a cloth mask to fight back particles. I mean Halloween masks or any type of masks. And think about the people that are wearing masks of celebrities right now, lying and deceiving people. That's an occultic behavior, an action. Well, buddy, I'm sorry. So yeah, so there's so much that surrounds this particular topic. I'm probably gonna start doing like a commandment study, and we'll go through each one. I think it's important that we know what we're bound by God, because if we don't, we'll get this shit with us to the grave, and I don't want to carry any of this garbage back. I don't want to take anything with me. I don't want to have. I don't want to. I don't want. I don't want anything like that. I want to be free and clean and pure when I leave this place. And I think that it's a process that we go through. It doesn't happen immediately, and all our sins are forgiven. And we have to ask for forgiveness every single day. And people that don't do that, I mean, are you really, have you really met God? I mean, people, they go to a certain point and they say, yes, I do believe in God, but have you had an encounter with, have you been before the throne? Has God touched your heart? Has revealed things to you that only God could reveal to you? These are things that I have happened to me, and I have had my heart broken so many times by the Father showing me his heart. Just showing me his heart breaks me right down. Just right down. Because he loves us so much. And we're so, so bad. But the potential of good through him is what we strive to be and accomplish through his help. And racist tranny, if you ever watch this, I gotta tell you, hun, you are the bravest man I have ever met in my life. And I'm praying for you, my friend, for what you've been through and what you go through. And that there's a better place. And when you find God, he's going to give it all back to you. Everything. He's going to give it all back to you, RT. Everything. And I'm so happy for you that you know the truth. And at what expense? You're the bravest man I know. And what you're doing, telling your story, is the bravest thing I've ever seen anybody do in my life. And I think that you should be on every channel right now so that kids can be saved from what they're doing to them right now. And you're a huge voice, and that's why I want you on my show. And I know that I'm just a little person streaming, but it's more people seeing your story. And I really want that. And I also, I'm going to talk to another friend and ask them too, because your story is very important. And if you're looking for this information on this person, RT, the racist tranny, you can find him at I think he's on Odyssey and Rumble. I'm not real sure, and I'll have all the information when I show it tomorrow. But it's a quite sobering video. He talks about detransitioning. So I'll probably be talking about that tomorrow and showing that video tomorrow. And I'm still trying, and my apologies for today. I'm really trying to get on a different time frame because I'm just trying to get my life figured out here. And I've just got a lot of information, and today kind of got me detoured watching a couple of videos, but they were important videos I had to watch. The one was the racist tree and Axe Truth. And that's what I'll be showing tomorrow, doing a watch party with that. So join me then. I'm shooting for, I know I said 3:30 to 4:30, but that just, I'm working on it. I'm going to finalize something and figure out what my timeline is so that I can be consistent, because that's what I need to be, not only for myself, but for people that actually want to catch the information when I show it. So thanks so much for watching. Roger, thank you so much again. I appreciate that greatly, that you stopped in and took the time to not only be in Cloud Hub and notice that I didn't have sound, but to come over to the live and to let me know through the chat. I really appreciate that. Really, truly. Thank you so much. And you have a wonderful, wonderful night. And maybe I'll see you tomorrow or another time. I'm not sure if I'm streaming over the weekend. I might, possibly. I'm not sure. I'm kind of gonna, something that the pastor Shality said in Acts Truth Show tonight on his Bible study was that he consecrated everything to God. And I thought I had done that, and I don't think I have. And I think that's where I'm at. Though I've consecrated myself and, things and stuff like that, I didn't think about the show and the ministry, all of it. So that is encouraging for me, because I want to be a part of that. But anyways, thanks so much, everybody, for watching. And if you come back and watch it as a rerun, thanks so much for stopping in. And Roger, thank you again for hanging out and chatting. And my sound was out. And I love you guys. And blessings to everyone. And John 3:16 says that whosoever believeth in me. Here, let me pull it up real quick. Banners. There's my correct banners. Where are you? There it is. Right here. For God so loved, he gave his only begotten Son. Whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. I want to see y'all on the other side. See everybody on the other side. I don't want anybody left behind. And all the Christian stuff, all the hype and the church and all that bullshit is exactly what it is. It's all hyped bullshit. Isn't what you think it is. Having an encounter with the living God, that's what you want. Encounter the church. You don't want to encounter people. You don't want man to be telling you. You need God directing you, because he's the one that knows what's the best for you and me. I jack it up anytime my hands say anything. I really do. And it's like I have to give everything to God at this point, because I'm not, doesn't work unless I do. And that's kind of where I'm at. But I encourage you, if you don't know God and you don't even know how to, you don't need to go to church to find God. Open a Bible. Start with John 3:16 and go from there. Because once you open this and start asking questions, do you not think that God is going to reveal answers to you? He's just waiting for you. He's waiting for us all daily, just to open it and read it and ask a question. And there is no pastor or another human being that can facilitate the meaning of this to you. Without the divine intervention of the Holy Spirit. If you don't have the Holy Spirit, believe in God, and you open this, God's not going to tell you nothing. He's not going to reveal his knowledge to the evil, wicked people. He's going to leave them dumbfounded and saying that this is garbage because they don't get it, because they're not asking the right questions. It's pretty simple to me. You want to know God? Ask him. He keeps asking me, why do I keep looking for man's approval? I say, because that's all I've been taught. I need to be retaught how to look to him. And it's hard as... It's hard. It is not easy. But it's the biggest challenge of my life, because I want to be right with God, because this and this I want to match. This is full of parasites that I want out. And I just got the check. I can get the things that I need to do that. And there's a lady on TikTok that talks about the binder part of it, because I don't want all these dead creatures in my body making me sick after 3 months. So I'm going to do this right, because I don't want the things coming out of my eyeballs and out of my nose and my mouth and all that bullshit. No! Because I know I have issues up here. And I know now, more than likely, it's all parasitic. And I have a tumor on my ear that I hide. And I don't hide it because I'm embarrassed or anything like that. I don't like looking at it. And I don't expect anybody else to like looking at it. So I cover it up. And I know now exactly what it is. I know it's not benign. I know I've already had it tested. I've already had it checked out. He just says, come in and we'll remove it. But I'm going to do a documentary where I was telling... Yes, exactly, Roger. Roger said it exactly perfect. He's Roger 8400 on DLive. Jesus sacrificed himself so that we can have a personal one-on-one relationship with the Father God. Yahweh. Exactly it. Because he loves us that much. That even though we screwed it up, he fixed it. So still have relationship with us. So, interesting. But anyways, take care all. Thanks for hanging out, man. And you take care, and I'll see you later. And we'll jump in it tomorrow. Shooting for 5 o'clock. So I'm going to try and plug into the modem and stuff. So anyway, everyone, and thank you so much. And if you caught me on the beginning of the thing and it was all messed up, my apologies. But I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Blessings. Bye.